Jara, and of course once again, very soon the team will be coming up. Ambara bake momo buta dauna mafrala bismillah brikama mini stadium autobuswa. Bilam West Coast Zonal Championship kaya manukoma bilam adabela. Adabela mena ulam Grand Super Cup final ba serung menu gata kafe Foni. Itole furo yening trophy gane sinya furo kalanyo kan sinya furo. Wole ni last element at the final la Brufut. Wole be play la bi. Yombalbe ko fura ko abu Foni abu West Coast Brufut la abu West Coast la de to Gambia be albi similai. Okay, from choice. Atlantic table, I think man sounds like Gambia Media TV, Badu and everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Still thank you very much. Paradise TV, and all the TV, and all the media houses. The controversial and internal of Kedla, Brikama area council, Mayor Long, Ilayato Honorable Chairman Yankuba Dabo, Sanjay Nani Man sponsor Sokolina, but you know, tell you inshallah, Brikama area council not a forecast sponsor. Utumbafuna baraka bake kontanta bake kata West Coast ndiro be kontanga be honorable Yankuba Nala timo be Brikama area council safo eba mekso ebe frame to latin ela frame to ede be kono to ne zone fala la fa 11 zone town nal ma kala muta West Coast 11 be jol daba expose pande ni ngonya ya mi como sila ani zone be tigere zone wo be como sila zone mo satellite casa kunda sifo etc. So cafe como sila so ukan otimo be kamera katulu ani katafula ani yo mas como sila ni marama Osman Manchester. Well, Manchester is doing a little bit right now. Well, thank you very much. Remember, I think Piero, where's the organizing committee? Well, remember we have the ceremonial opening and the kickoff by the Honorable Yankuba Dabo before the kickstart of the match. Well, once again, thank you very much. Brikama, ladies and gentlemen, put it on fire, Foni and Brufut. Abula, Foni and Brufut. They are playing the Super Cup final today. And of course, Aladi device from Foni, Aladi. Well, this service from KL and Bodo. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Oh, like I said, here we have the two teams in front of you. That is Foni zone and that is Brufut zone. Okay. Well, we have the traditional kickoff. Okay. Mr. DJ, can you prepare the national anthem in advance, please? Not now, don't play it now, but just cue it and leave it there. Thank you. Pleasure to invite. Meanwhile, left green is Foni on your left and blue and white is Brufut to the Sudo. Well, thank you very much for the traditional handshake by the right Thank you so much for coming to our after 45 minutes. Thank you very much. Gracias. Hola, Camila. Good see. Funkole bakoma, funkole bakoma. Bufunde bakoma, bufunkole. Kemo. Kemo take. Ekokana ni yana ko pole ni bakoma pole. Sumara kamo ni ka. Let's go for the traditional answer. We'll take it very much. Our second hand. So, but before you come, that's all. You come. Sorry. Well, thank you very much. Traditionally, that is the handshake by the Honorable Yankuba Dabo, the chairman of the Camera Council and the entourage. First, with the Brufut zone dressing, white and blue strips, and then we have the light green here by the defending champions, that is Foni zone. And of course, thank you so much, Brikama. Thank you so much, West Coast Region. Thanks for patronizing football. And thank you so much once again. Well, I know you have the water for your money. Don't worry about how much that you put in. But then, when the flower is on the boy, you go put food to the Takoma. Boy, sometimes we become a good player. Takoma, Pala no va ya no malo. Anyway, well, here we go again, the 5th edition of the West Coast Regional Zonal Championship. Start with the grand Super Cup final. The defending champion Foni takes on runners of Brufut. They take it back and they down the chairman and the head of course, the executive. Jada, we're here to understand the tournament paper will kick-started. Can you give us a good check? Yeah, it will kick-start on Wednesday. So, still we have some 48 or 72 hours to go. And yeah, for the fact that we are here to start it where the 4th edition ended, you could remember on the 15th of February, it was these two teams that came here and gave us a frantic finale. You know, after they drew the first final 2-2, and they came in and won it by 2 goals to 1. So today is a case of, remember, history will tell us that neither team has won the Super Cup, although, I mean, Foni were there, and the last time they were there, they lost it to Gundu. On penalty shootout was it? And Brufut themselves, the last time they were here in the final, they lost it. So, they are here again. Foni have never won the Super Cup. Brufut have never won anything in the West Coast Zonals. And for the fact that this is like never before. You look at that giant trophy. I have never seen a Super Cup of the Zonals like that. And today it is here. But we are almost set for the national anthem. Alright, can we all stand for the national anthem of the Gambia before the traditional? Can we all stand? If you are ready, 1, 2, 3, let's go. We'll be using the mic only for announcement as the media are going live, the likes of LSTV. So the game has started between Foni and Brufut. Thank you.
And Foni under the guidance of Amadou Tamba as head coach, ably and reliably assisted by Farmer Rajiba, Ibrahim Gay and Babukar Banora on the technical area for the Brufut base side. Brufut, and currently the ground, just as I said, is all set. And few minutes into the contest, into the gloves of the netminder Sehtafe. And before going deep into the commentary, the quick rundown on the starting 11 for Foni, who are currently starting with Ahmad Sedi in goal, Adama Kamara, Omar Sane, Ibrahim Barrow, James Gomez, Aliou Sadio, Modou Jajo, Modlamin Jallo, Mustafa Baji, Usainu Jame and Momodou Jete completing the 11. And the team is under the guidance of Amadou Tamba as head coach for the first time on the technical area for Foni as the team head coach. Ibrahim Gay returns as the head coach for Brufut, and Brufut started the contest with Sheikh Dafe in goal, Ibrahim Marena, Musa Gay, Bubakar Koli, Basiru Conte, Ibrahim Sise, Vincent Jata, Ibrahim Si, Abdul Karim Chor, Omar Jajo, Azali Bas completing the 11. And of course this is the third straight game between Foni and Brufut, and the last 3 matches played between Brufut and Foni. Foni won twice and the match drawn once, and currently Brufut searching for their very first victory over Foni. Probably they might be getting that in the Super Cup final, or Foni is going to strengthen their advantage over the boys dressed in white shorts and white socks. And the Foni side currently under the guidance of head coach Amadou Tamba, and of course there's a return for both Foni and Brufut at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. Kemo, a return for both Foni and Brufut, but this time around is the Super Cup final. We were here in the initial finals, which was the first final, and the replay final, which went in favor of Foni when the first final went in for a replay after the 2-2 scoreline before Foni advancing by defeating Brufut by a goal to nil. And of course the two sides return, and this time is the return of the two sides in the Super Cup final.
Yes, one would say these two sides know one another very well, because you can see in the past two that they have played, we have witnessed 7 goals in that. In the first final that they have played, that was a stalemate 2-all draw between Foni and Brufut, and then in the game that was played here in the replay fixture, I mean Foni won by 2-1. So those two matches alone, I mean there were 7 goals that were scored between these two sides. And then coming into another final here, of course this is a Super Cup, and then they are the two teams that are opponent the West Coast Zonal Football Championship this season, because they were the finalists in last season. So playing against one another here, one would say they are used to one another, and then they might understand how a particular team approaches their opponents into the matches that they have played. So Foni have won one out of the 2 that they have played, and this is the drawn one, and then this is the third game between the two sides here. So we are hoping to see a very, very exciting game between the two, as we have earlier seen in the previous 2 that was played between these two sides here. So our expectation is that it's going to be a very, very interesting affair between the two sides here, and this has always been the case when these two sides met before in the previous 2 finals that they have played. And here as well, as you can see, as usual, when they meet in the final, the turnout was very, very huge, and today as well it is not an exception. You can see a lot of fans are currently piling into the Brikama Boxbar Mini Stadium to actually show support to their respective sides here. But it is going to be a highly entertaining affair between these two solely, as we have that is our expectation rather before coming into this particular game. And then solely, I mean the players will prove us right as the game proceeds.
Thank you very much, Kemo Kanye. The game is temporarily stopped as the medics are currently working on the player. The player is already back on his feet, and it is now the opportunity for Brufut to deliver. Bubakar Kuli, who has been an integral member of this Brufut defense in the last campaign, returns as the central defender alongside Musa Gay, who is playing for this Brufut Zonal team after playing in the Brikama Soman Nawetan last season. Brufut dressed in white shorts and white socks, whilst Foni in sea green shorts sea green shorts and blue socks. Foni under the guidance of Amadou Tamba as head coach, and Amadou, after replacing the long-standing head coach Ibrahim Kamara, is an attack for the Foni base side, and the custodian for Brufut Sehdafe, who has been the custodian for Brufut in the last championship, is still maintaining his spot between the sticks for coach Ibrahim Agay on his side. It is Brufut on the attack. The center forward Omar Gay. The flag of the assistant referee is already up. And in case you're just joining us, you are reminded that we're coming to you live from the Box Bar Mini Stadium. It is of course a noisy background, and very close to our commentary cabin is the supporters of the traveling set of supporters from Foni, and currently at the Bell Aqua Pavilion is the supporters of the Brufut Bay side. The score is currently unchanged, 0-0 from the theatre. Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikawa. Amadou Tamba is the head coach for Foni, ably and reliably assisted by Farmer Ajiba. Ibrahim Agay on the dugout for Foni, and Babukar Banora is of course his immediate assistant. And we will surely get you the rundown of the route of Foni and Brufut in last year's West Coast Zonal Championship. Of course, these two sides were in the same group. They were in the same group alongside Brikama, Costa and Lamen. And in the first Foni, it was a 1-0 to Lamen for picking a point against Brikama, and in the third game it was a 1-0 victory over Brufut before losing 2-1 to Costa. In the quarterfinal it ended Foni 1, Sukuta 1, and Foni advanced to the next stage after the ruling of the organizing committee of West Coast. And currently it is still 0-0 at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. In the last year's semi-final for Foni, it ended Foni 1, Sanyang 2. Sanyang won that contest before Foni lodging a protest, and the central referee Fatu Jajurada has already given the infringement an advantage to Foni, who are currently dressed in sea green shorts and sea and blue socks, and already a Foni or Brufut player currently down, and we will try to check on the replay as the medics are already on to give assistance. Lively and entertaining atmosphere at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Fans continue to pile in at the theatre. And special thanks to all those monitoring this game live on LSTV1 away from the Box Bar Mini Stadium in the Gambia, other parts of West Coast region, the Gambia, Africa, Europe, and other parts of America. You are currently watching these proceedings live on LSTV1 at the Carbon Parliament for the Kemokanye, and behind camera operations is Osman Kamara and Yuman Sadacham. And already is approaching 10th minute at the Box Bar Mini Stadium, and it is currently 8 minutes on the clock. Foni 0, Brufut 0.
You are talking to somebody who wants to move out immediately because of emergency. So please, a 4-wheel drive with this station number BJL 68667. BJL 68667. Please, can you please go and move your car? Somebody have an emergency and want to move out. Please, go, madam. Please.
Thank you very much, Big Sam, for that swift announcement. It's a set piece for Foni. And the boys from Foni are dressed in sea green shorts and blue socks under the guidance of Amadou Tamba. Amadou is the head coach for the Foni zonal team for the first time after being the assistant to the former head coach Ibrahim Kamara. And Amadou is ably and reliably assisted by Farmer Ajiba. Ibrahim Agay, the head coach. Babukar Banora is his assistant. It's a long one. Already there is a player out injured for Brufut, and the number 10 is Abdul Karim Chor, who is still out, and probably he's going to be substituted. Abdul Karim Chor is already injured, and he will be replaced any moment from now. And he seems to be a fan favorite. And the player in question, we will definitely confirm the player shortly. And Brufut has just introduced a fresh leg after an injury to Abdul Karim Chor.
And it is champions Foni nil and last year's runners of Brufut nil.
Malang Conte 7 introduced. Malang Conte 7 is the latest player introduced. Malang Conte is the player introduced after an injury to Abdul Karim Chor in the very first moments of this crucial and lively game. and we have already played 10 minutes in this contest. The score is still barren. Foni nil, Brufut nil. And in the last 3 matches, Foni won twice, Brufut drew once, and Brufut still searching for their first victory against Foni. Will they be able to get it this afternoon from the Boxbar Mini Stadium? Or are we going to see another dominant force coming from the Foni side? Remains to be seen. And of course, on the route of last year's championship for Foni, it was 1-0 defeat to Lamen before picking a point against Brikama. In the third match, it was 1-0 victory over Foni before losing 2-1 to Costa. In the quarter-final, it ended Foni 1, Sukuta 1, and Foni advanced to the semi-final. And in the semi-final, the traveling sets of supporters of Foni got beaten by Sanyang 2-1. It's an opportunity back to the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper for Foni is Ahmad Sedi. In case you're just joining us, you are reminded that we're still coming to you live from the Boxbar Mini Stadium. It is the West Coast Zonal Super Cup final, and the Super Cup final between Foni and Brufut, the last year's finalists. And this is the 5th edition of the West Coast Zonals. 5th edition of the West Coast Zonals. And in the first edition, it was Gunjur that won it after defeating Sanyang by 2-1. In the second edition, Sanyang won it after defeating Brikama on post-match shootout after a nail-biting 2-2 draw. In the third edition of the West Coast Zonal, it was Gunjur that won it after winning on post-match shootout, or Foni won it rather, against Gunjur after winning on post-match shootout. And in the 4th edition, once again Foni winning it for the second straight time, and they are the current holders of the West Coast Zonals after winning it in the 3rd and 4th edition respectively under the guidance of Ibrahim Kamara. And now it is the turn of Amadou Tamba to see what they can do into the gloves of the netminder, and before that the central referee for Jaju. The break for an offside against Foni, and the central referee is Wadu Jaju, ably and reliably assisted by Nyomi Kasama, Bintu Jata and Fatu Sise, serving as the 4th assistant referee. Noisy background from the theatre, entertaining and lively contest between Foni and Brufut. It is Foni now, this time around spreading that ball forward. It's going to be an attack for the traveling boys of Foni. Adama Kamara losing it to Bubakar Kole. Kole getting in that ball forward to Malang Conte, the latest entrant. Player Rasul and Fatu Jajo have with that opportunity. And the player in question is Vincent Jata, who was part of the last year's team alongside Sehdafe, Ibrahim Marena, Okeba Marena, Bubakar Kole, Basiru Conte, Ibrahim Sise, Vincent Jata, Abdul Karim Chor and Omar Jajo all started, and they were all part of last year's Brufut Zonal team. And of course, this is a fresh Foni side, and a lot of fresh faces in this Foni side under the leadership of head coach of Amadou Tamba. It is still Foni nil, Brufut nil. Kemo, we have already played 13 minutes, strong 13 minutes into this contest. It is still 0-0, and we have seen the intention of both sides. Foni trying to win it for the first time, because they have never won the Super Cup since its inception, and Brufut hoping for their very first trophy in the West Coast Zonals, either the trophy of the competition or the trophy of the Super Cup.
Yes, very well. Starting with Brufut first. I mean, they have never won a trophy in the West Coast Zonals Championship. So this will perhaps be a chance for them, and then they know that this is another chance for them, because last season they have lost 2 chances because they played twice before Foni was able to, beat them in the final and then go home with the trophy. So this is the 3rd game that they are currently playing against Foni, and all those games are in the form of a final, because the first one that they have played last season was a final, and then it ended in a 2-all score line, and then it has to be rescheduled for a replay where Foni overpowered them by 2-1. So this time again there is a chance for them, Brufut, as well, to at least go home with a trophy in the West Coast Zonals competition. So will they be able to do that? But they must beat Foni if they want to go do that. So but Foni, as well, as you have earlier stated, is a very, very strong side, very formidable side, very energetic side whenever you watch them play, because they can play, they can push up to the end of the entire 90 minutes without saying that yes, their performance have dropped. You have seen them them played in two finals last season. This is how they played. They played the entire game and then keep on chasing their dreams. So this time as well, it wouldn't be an exception to that. I believe they will also. They are also here as well with a new coach, with a new head coach, Amadou Tamba, who will also want to start his coaching career with the Foni Zonal side with a trophy. So that makes it very, very interesting here. Brufut have never won. Amadou Tamba came newly. He might want to start his coaching career with the Foni's Zonal team with a trophy. That was a chance for Brufut, but it was squandered. If they had capitalized on that, they would have been leading here by a lone goal unit, but nonetheless, it has been squandered.
Thank you very much, Kemo Kanye. In case you're just joining us, you are reminded that we're still coming to you live from the Box Family Stadium in the West Coast Zonal Super Cup final between Foni, the last edition champions. They won it in the last two editions, and now in the Super Cup facing against the Brufut side, a side that they defeated 2-1 in the replay final in the last edition. The initial final ended 2-2 before Foni winning 2-1 on the second or the replay final, and now it is the Super Cup and the Super Cup of this year's West Coast Zonals, and already 16 minutes on the clock. Foni nil, Brufut nil. Who is going to win it remains to be seen. Of course, noisy background at the Box Family Stadium at the cabin for LSTV1 as usual. Parliament Fatih Kemo Kanye, and behind camera operations is Osman Kamara and Niman Zanacham. Who is going to win it remains to be seen. Sehdafe in goal for Brufut. Getting that ball on the far side, trying to use the right side of the defense. Not for too long, Foni spreading it around the area and desperately cleared by Keba Marina, who was just there in time to get that ball off for the traveling boys of Brufut, and they are currently dressed in white shorts and white socks under the guidance of Ibrahim Agay as head coach. Babukar Banora is his immediate assistant. Amadou Tamba on the dugout for the Foni side for the first time as head coach for the Foni Zonal team, and Famara Jiba is his assistant. And of course, this tournament is proudly and officially bankrolled by Brikama Area Council, and the winner of the Super Cup will be going home with a whooping $50,000 cash prize, medals, and of course a giant trophy. And the runner-up will be going home with $40,000 and of course medals. And the winner of the championship of the West Coast Zonals will pocket home $100,000 cash prize, and the runner-up will pocket home $80,000, all proudly and officially bankrolled by Brikama Area Council. And Brikama Area Council has supported the competition with a whooping $500,000 cash, and they have also provided sets of jerseys to all the 13 participating teams. 13 participating teams, I mean. And the 13 participating teams include Foni Central 2, Kosda Tujereng, Brufut Brikama Fabi, Lamen Combo East Combo Silla, Sanyang Coast Sukuta and Gunjur respectively. It's a long one from Foni to Brufut. Keba Marina trying to get that ball forward. It's going to be a chance of Foni. Is that going to be the opening goal? And a wasted opportunity. What a waste for Foni. And that should have been the opening goal for Foni, and Foni can't just believe it. Amadou Tamba on the technical area still can't just believe it. And this would have been the opening goal for Foni. But of course, Kemo Kanye squandered. Look at just the replay. And Foni should have been 1-0 up, but unfortunately, Brufut survived.
Yes, very well. He will be disappointed. You don't need two touches for that ball. Just tap the ball home, and then your team get into the lead. Yeah, but he tries to. I mean, I don't know what he was trying to do there, but you can see the replay for yourself. And the defense line for the Brufut side, I believe, we are very much focused on the game, and then you can see the way he tries to defend that particular ball, and then indeed he had done that well for his side. That would should have been an easy goal for the striker, but he will be disappointed. You can see from his reaction that he is not celebrating. He knows that the ball did not cross the line.
Thank you very much, Kemo Kanye. It is getting more and more interesting, lively and entertaining. Foni came to scoring, but unfortunately came close to scoring. Unfortunately, couldn't capitalize. Player Rasul. Basiru now getting that ball down to the new entrant, who tries to use his pace against his marker. Malam Conte spreading it on the far side. Brufut heading it down. Great combination coming from the boys dressed in white collars. It's time and opportunity. Omar Jajo! What a strike from Jaju. But never trouble the custodian. Ahmad set in goal for Foni. And Foni came close to scoring. This time around it is Omar Jaju, one of the experienced players for this Foni, for this Brufut side, but could not hit the target. In case you just joining us, Brufut started the contest with Seth Jaffe in goal, Keba Marena, Musa Gay, Bubakar Koli, Basiru Conte, Ibrahim Asise, Vincent Jata, Ibrahim Asise, Abdul Karim Chor, who is currently injured and being replaced by Malang Conte. And of course, Omar Jaju and Azali Bas completing the 11. And we have already played 20 minutes in the first half. Is that going to be an opportunity for Brufut? It's done! And it's a goal! Malang Conte broke the deadlock for Brufut. And Brufut taking the box from in his stadium. Just watch the combination. Malang Conte. What a strike now into the bottom corner. And of course, Brufut has just taken the lead here. And Kemo Kanye Malang is the super sub. And he's one of the strong stars of this Brufut side. And he has just broke the deadlock at the box from in his stadium. Brufut won the 4-0.
Yes, very well. We are talking about Foni, and then this time Brufut got their chance and then put it into the back of the net. But that was a very, I mean, that could have been avoided there by the goalkeeper of the He tries to play the ball right on the top of on the D, where his defender tries to play, but he could not connect to the ball very well. And then Brufut collected the ball, and then this is one of the things that they will play for. You can see that mistake here. If I was the goalkeeper, I would not play the ball short to your defender in that particular end. Knowing that three of the players, you can see three of the players from the Brufut and attacking them on a 2-man occasion. So you cannot do that. You can see that Malang, the newly substitute player, had scored for this side.
Thank you very much. It is currently Brufut. And it's an equalizer. Foni back on level down. We have to confirm that. And the goal scorer. And it is currently 41. Brufut 1. Nobody getting that third quality. And Kemo Kanye. Brufut 1, Foni 1. Foni back on level terms. And we have seen 2 goals in the space of a minute at the box by Mini Stadium.
Because the fixed score is never sort of goals. We have seen the last 2 that was played between the 2 produces 7 goals, and here we are just into the 24th minute of the play here. We have already seen 2 goals, one from each side. So the game continues here, and we are going to see goals as this particular game continues here. This fixture is never sort of goals. I mean, the first fixture that was played in the final between these 2 have produced 4 goals, and then the second fixture that was played between the 2 has produced 3 goals, and then this is the third fixture. Already we have seen 2 goals being scored here, one from each side.
It's an attack for Brufut around the edge of the 18. Player Rasul calling in for a penalty, but the central referee Fatu Jaju isn't the least interested as he waved the floor. A throw in on the far side. The score is currently Brufut 1, Foni 1. Brufut took the lead courtesy of Super Sub Malang Conte before Momodu Jeti getting the game to parity. Or the traveling boys from Foni under the guidance of Amadou Tamba. Amadou Tamba, the head coach of Foni. Famara Jiba is his assistant. Ibrahim Gay, the head coach of Brufut. Babukar Banora is his assistant. Center referee Fatu Jaju. Nyomi Kasama, one of the assistants. Bintu Jaju, Bintu Jata Rada, and Fatu Sise completing the list of the panel of referees at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Lively and entertaining. What a showdown and enticing afternoon at the Box Bar Mini Stadium in the Super Cup final between Foni and Brufut. Who is going to win it remains to be seen. The winner will be going home with a whooping $50,000 cash prize, whilst the runner-up, or the loser rather, will go home with a consolation of 40,000. And the winner of this year's West Coast Region Zonals will pocket home 100,000, whilst the runner-up will pocket home 80,000. It is currently 1-1. 1-1 at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. 1-1 between Foni and Brufut, and who is going to win it remains to be seen. And special thanks to all those currently monitoring LSTV1 on YouTube. BTV1 is Malamin Fati, Kemo Kanye, and behind camera operations is Osman Kamara and Nimasara Cham. Foni in this contest started this game with Ahmad Sedi in goal, Adama Kamara, Omar Sane, Ibrahima Baro, James Gomez, Aliou Sadio, Modou Jaju, Modlamin Jallo, Mustafa Baji, Usainu Jame, and Momodou Jete completing the 11. And for the first time, Amadou Tamba on the technical area as the team's head coach. Ibrahim Agay returns as the creator after guiding the team to last year's final. And Brufut started the game with Sheikh Dafe in goal, Keba Marena, Musa Agay, Bubakar Koli, Basiru Conte, Ibrahim Sise, Vincent Jata, Ibrahim C, Abdou Karim Chor, Omar Jaju, and of course Azali Bas completing the 11. And Abdou Karim Chor is already injured and being replaced by Malam Conte. And this is the 5th edition of the West Coast Zonals. And in the first edition, it was Gunjur the winner. In the second edition, they unlocked the beacons around the area. Is that going to be the second goal? What a waste for Foni. An opportunity. Set David dives in. Still an opportunity. And another clearance partly. Foni strikes once again. Another massive clearance.
What a game this is.
What an opportunity for Foni. Foni opportunities, squandered the huge responsibility, and of course the Brufut survived. Kemo Kanye, that was another glorious opportunity for Foni, but unfortunately they could not capitalize, and once again Brufut survived.
Yes, I believe Modou Jaju could have done well with that particular ball because he went past the defender and then the defender was completely behind him. So, but you can also give credit to the goalkeeper for the Brufut side, Dafe, who have done extremely very well to stop his side, to stop their opponents Foni from scoring the second goal against them into this particular contest. Otherwise, it would have been a very difficult game for them to accomplish because their journey here is to at least prevent Foni from making a double over them, and then while Foni will also be seeking a double over them. So that makes the game very interesting. Foni is striving for a double while their opponents Brufut are trying to prevent a double against themselves for the same opponent. So but that was a very good chance that comes from Foni. It was glorious. They could have taken the lead here into the game here. By now we would have been saying Foni is leading by 2-0, but nonetheless the game still remains 1-1 between the two.
The score is still 1-1. It's still 1-1 and 28 minutes on the clock. Foni 1, Brufut 1. Brufut broke the deadlock, courtesy of Malam Conte, the substitute. And Malam Conte replaced the injured Abdou Karim Chor. And Foni responded, courtesy of centre forward Momodou Jete. The score is currently 1-1. Foni dressed in their colorful sea green shorts and blue socks under the guidance of Amadou Tamba. Ibrahim Agay, the head coach for Brufut, and ably and reliably Babukar Banora on the far side. The centre forward and 11 Usainu Jame couldn't connect to that as the ball rolls into the gloves of the netminder. Koli Bubakar getting it down to the centre forward Omar Jaju trying to connect the run of the player on the far side, and Brufut could not keep that ball in play as Foni picks possession back to the custodian Ahmad Sedi dressed in red shirt and yellow shorts, and Bubakar will chase one of the central defenders, Bubakar Koli, heading it back to the custodian Sheikh Dafe, and Sheikh Dafe is in goal. It is the Super Cup final of the 5th edition of the West Coast Zonals, and it is still Brufut 1, Foni 1 in the first half. Approaching the 30th minute here, ball being chested down, not a decent control, and it's already and in case you're just joining us, you are reminded that we're still coming to you live from the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama. And it is the clash between Foni and Brufut in the West Coast Zonal Super Cup. And the Super Cup final has already produced 2 goals in the first half. Foni 1, Brufut 1. Foni coming into this contest having Amadou Tamba as head coach. Famara Jiba is the assistant. Started the game with Ahmad Sedi in goal, Ibrahima Kamara, Omar Sane, Ibrahima Baro, James Gomez, Aliou Sadio, Modou Jaju, Modlamin Jalo, Mustafa Baji, Hussein Ujame, Momodu Jete, the goal scorer for Foni, completing the 11. Brufut on the other hand started the contest with Ibrahim Agay in goal. Ibrahim Agay as the head coach rather. Babukar Banora. Brufut started the contest with Sehdafe in goal. Keba Marina, Musa Gay, Babukar Koli, Basiru Conte, Ibrahim Asise, Vincent Jata, Ibrahim Asi, Abdul Karim Chor, who is already injured and taking out, being replaced by Malam Conte, Omar Jaju and Azali Bas, completing the 11, and it is currently cooling break for Foni and Brufut. And as you can see in front of the screens on LSTV1, Amadou Tamba is currently down on his knee, giving instructions to his players. We will also switch attention to the gaffer of Brufut shortly. And currently, as you can see, Amadou Tamba is giving instructions to his players and his assistant Farmer Ajiba. And it is now Brufut now who are currently having their technicians giving instructions. Amadou Tamba giving instructions to the goal scorer Momodu Jete, the number 9 Jete Momodu. And currently Brufut also giving instructions as Ibrahim Agay is currently leading the discussion. And the score is still 1-1 from the Box Bar Mini Stadium. 31 minutes on the clock live on LSTV1 Parliament 40. Kemo Kanye. And behind camera operations is Osman Kamara and Yiman Sadacham. It is the 5th edition of the West Coast Zonals. Kemo is cooling break. And it is a moment for Foni and Brufut to reset and now looking for the second goal, and we believe the second goal in this contest might be decisive here.
Yes, very well. You can decide the game. Whoever scores the second goal into this particular game can go on to win you this coveted trophy of the West Coast region. So, but as of now, they can also come from behind and then level the matters for themselves. We have seen them doing that in the first game that was played between them, 2-all draw, and then the second one produces 3 goals. And then here in the first half alone, we have seen 2 goals. So the fixture is never sort of goals, and then but the third goal to this particular in this particular fixture rather will be very crucial to any side that have that is able to score the third goal here, and then that particular third goal can win you. Can win you this particular game, and then you go home with the particular trophy that you are yearning for. Those Foni, they have won 2, but have failed to win a Super Cup yet, and then Brufut have never won a trophy. So this is one of the trophies that both teams are yearning for, and then they will fight, they will give every energy that is necessary for them to go home with it. That was a total shot from the Brufut from the Brufut striker in the end.
What an opportunity for Brufut. On the forward, Ibrahim Asi could not just hit the target as his target sailed off. In case you're just joining us, it's coming to you live from the Box Bar Mini Stadium in the 2025-26 West Coast Zonals, and it is the Zonal Super Cup final and the final between Foni and Brufut live on LSTV1. In case you're just joining us, the champions are dressed in sea green shorts, and under the guidance of Amadou Tamba for the very first time, Amadou Tamba replaced the long-standing around the area into the gloves of the custodian. That was in the very good control from the forward of Brufut. Just look at the pass from Basiru Conte, and Basiru connecting the center forward, but unfortunately the player could not just connect to that pass as this effort rolls back into the gloves of the netminder, and the custodian for Foni was just there in time, Ahmad Sedi, to guard that ball with ease. And of course it is coming to you live from the Box Bar Mini Stadium in the Super Cup final, and it is the Super Cup final between Foni and Brufut. Already the flag is up, the flag is already out, and the flag is already up and up for a throw into Brufut. Brufut got the first goal courtesy of super sub Malang Conte. Momodu Jete got the equalizer for the champions, and currently the holders won, Brufut won. Conte, the center forward, who struggles in the build-up, trying to keep possession. The ball is still in play. Brufut will try to use that opportunity to launch, spreading it wide on the far side. An opportunity into the gloves of the netminder, and the custodian for Foni is Ahmad Sedi. in the opposite goal post is Saint-Dafe. In case you're just joining us, this is all coming to you live from the box bar, live on LSTV1 at the commentary cabin, Palamin Fatih, Kemo Kanyi, and behind camera operations is Osman Kamara. Central referee of this crucial and lively game is Fatu Jaju. Nyomi Gassama, one of the assistants, Bintu Jata, and Fatu Sise, completing the list of referees at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. And of course, in the 2023-24 edition, it ended Foni nil, Gunjur nil, and in the replay final, it ended Foni 1, Gunjur 1, before Foni winning on post-match shootout. In the Super Cup final, it ended a victory for Gunjur over Foni. In the 2024-25 edition, it ended Foni 2, Brufut 1. In the initial final, it ended Foni 2, Brufut 2, before Foni winning on 2-1 in the replay final. Here we are, Foni hoping to win the Super Cup for the very first time. Brufut hoping to win the Super Cup for the very first time. And currently, it is 1-1. 1-1 is the current score. Foni. Brufut now getting it forward to Omar Jaju, who is one of the longest serving players in this Brufut setup. Team captain getting that ball forward. Could not connect to the center forward as Foni picks possession using the right side of the attack. Player Rasul and rewarded by the central referee, and you could hear the claps and cheers coming from the supporters of the traveling set of boys and girls from Foni. Just look in front of our screens. That was of course a foul on the player, and the forward and the new entrant Malan Conte penalized, and it's a long one. A long one from Foni, calling in for a foul. Yes, given. That's a foul as given by the assistant referee Nyomi Kasama, and that seems to be a push coming from the central defender Keba Marena. And approaching half-time at the Box Bar Mini Stadium, as we have already played 37 minutes in the first period. The score is still 1-1. Brufut took the lead courtesy of the super sub Malan Conte before Momodu Jete getting the equalizer for the champions, and the score is still 1-1. 1-1 from the theatre. Noisy background, and of course with a huge turnout at the theatre. Lively and entertaining. Who is going to win? It remains the biggest question and ambition. And you are currently watching the proceedings live on LSTV1 at the commentary cabin. Palamin Fatih as usual. Kemo Kanyi, and behind camera operations Osman Kamara and Niman Sadacham. It's a set piece for Foni. Two-man wall assembled by the Brufut side. Fatu Jaju, the central referee, currently giving instructions, and Brufut has already assembled a two-man wall, whilst Foni will deliver the set piece at a great position. 38 minutes in the first period. Brufut 1, Foni 1. Who is going to win the Super Cup, and who is going to get with the $50,000 sailed over? And it's a goal kick. Kemo Kanyi approaching half-time here at the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama. The score is still Foni 1, Brufut 1.
Yes, very well, Pa. You can see the approach now will differ from the onset here, because the way they are approaching the game tells you that they do not want to concede the third goal here. Then they didn't want to be the team that will be conceding the third goal into this particular game. So let's see what happens here. But it's going to be a very, very interesting game towards the end of the regulation time that will be played here. Because I mean, we will be playing perhaps 45 minutes, and then in the regular 90 minutes, we will know which of the sides here will be going home with the highly coveted trophy of the West Coast region. So let's see which of the sides here will be going home with that. But as of now, both sides have been pulling very well. They have created a lot of goal scoring opportunities for themselves. At least we could have been seeing the third goal into this, but it's a game. I mean, so your forwarders will create chances, and then they will squander. But with time, they will also learn from the mistakes that they have previously done, and then put the team ahead. So, but a third goal, as I always said, I mean, would be very, very crucial in this particular context. But which side to score the third goal remains the question here, because any of the sides here is capable of scoring the third goal and then put themselves ahead of their opponents into this far.
Thank you very much, Kemo Kanyi. Approaching the 40th minute at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. It's the champions 1, Brufut 1, and the champions, of course, Foni, won the 2023-24 edition and the 2024-25 edition. It is now the 2025-26 edition and the 5th solid competition for the West Coast region. and it is the West Coast Zonal Championship, and this season it is a strong 13 zone competition after the addition of Tujereng and Kombosila zone. In Group A, we have Foni, Central 2.
In this cup final is 2-21 Brufut
48th minute at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. It is Foni 1, Brufut 1. And in this year's West Coast Zonals, in Group A we have Foni, Central 2, Costa and Tujereng, who are coming to the competition for the very first time. Tujereng and Malang penalized by the flag of the assistant referee. In Group B, Brufut, Brikama and Fabi. Group C, Lamen, Combo East and Combo Sila. In Group D, we have Sanyang, Sukuta and of course Gunjur. It's a set piece for Foni, who will now rely on the central defender and into the gloves of the netminder Seh Dafe. Foni against Brufut in the Super Cup final. The Super Cup final of the 2025-26 edition. It is Foni deep in their own half. Adama Kamara operating on the right side of the defense for Coach Amadou Tamba's side. Not a decent one as Brufut regain possession courtesy of Vincent Jata. And this time Vincent Rasul is an opportunity for Brufut to now have the opportunity in their opposition's half. Vincent just watch in front of the screens. That's a pull on the player Vincent Jata, who was part of the last year's zonal team, and the boys dressed in white shorts and white socks under the guidance of head coach Ibrahim Agay and Bubakar Banora, whilst Amadou Tamba is serving as the head coach for Foni for the very first time after replacing the long-standing head coach Ibrahim Kamara. It's a set piece at a great position, and Brufut will now rely on a delivery. It's 42 minutes on the clock. Unofficial as the central referee and the officials are with the official timing. 42 unofficial according to our timing. It is currently Foni 1, Brufut 1, and Azali pass number 12 for Brufut. It is Keba Marena getting it down for Foni. Back here, trying to reconnect the advancing player. Not a decent control as Azali have the final touch, and it's going to be a corner for the traveling boys from Foni, who will now rely on the number for Modu Jata, or Modu Jajurada, to deliver the corner, and probably he might be leaving that ball for the right back Adama Kamara playing that ball short to Modu Jaju. Modu floats that ball, decently headed out by the Brufut base side. Azali Bas, number 12, getting it down. It is Brufut once again, and Brufut will start the play from their own half, courtesy of Keba Marena to Azali, who is operating on the left side of the defense for Brufut. The entrant, or the new entrant, Malang Conte. Is that a foul? Yes, given by the central referee Fatu Jaju. Fatu is assistance of Nyomi Kasama, Bintu Jata and Fatu Sise. Noisy background from the Box Bar Mini Stadium, and the supporters of the traveling sets of girls is the supporters of Foni, who are definitely very close to our commentary cabin. And at the Bell Aqua Pavilion is the supporters of the traveling girls and boys from Brufut, who are humping for their very first trophy rather in the West Coast Zonal competition. And Brufut, or Foni rather, has already won 2 successive competitions in the West Coast Zonals, hoping to win it for the 3rd straight time. And currently it is the Super Cup final between Foni and Brufut, and Foni defeated Brufut in the last edition, and now it is the turn for Brufut to get a revenge. Will they be able to get that? Remains to be seen. Kemo Kanyi, we have under a minute and what is expected to be added on in the first half, and the score is still Foni 1, Brufut 1.
That's very well already. It is 1 minute of additional time that we are going to see here. Already been raised by the fourth assistant referee into this particular game. So it is 1 minute before any of the sides here will be able to at least score a goal, or both of them will defend this entire 1 minute that is added here, and then they will be going home. They will be going to the dressing room with a stalemate, and then there the discussions will also be taking place in the areas that they will need to improve themselves, and then the areas that they will need to keep. That they will need to keep firm so that their opponents will not capitalize on such areas to penalize them. So let's see which of the sides here will be able to score within this additional time here, or are you going to see the first half ending in a stalemate, in a 1-all stalemate here, Pa?
Thank you very much, Kemo Kanye. Any moment from now, Central Referee Fatu Jajo will end the proceedings of the first half between Foni and Brufut. It is still 1-1, and Brufut got the lead courtesy of Malang Conte before the champions getting the equalizer courtesy of Mamadou Jaite. And approaching half-time, Central Referee Fatu Jajo is constantly checking on her wrist, and any moment from now he might end the proceedings, and that's the final action of the first half. It's half-time at the Boxman Mini Stadium. Half-time between Foni and Brufut. It is Brufut 1, Foni 1, and this is where we're going to have 15 minutes of rest, and we'll be back for the continuation of the live commentary. And it has been Parliament Fati at the commentary cabin, Kebo Kanye, and behind camera operations is Osman Kamara and Nimasere Cham. Until then, we are off, and do join us in the next 15 for the continuation.
2 seconds for champions to pounce.
Yes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Of course, at the Box by Mini Stadium, it's not a Brickham fixture in a way. It is the 5th edition of the West Coast Zonal competition, but proudly and officially sponsored by the Brickham Area Council under the, of course, the chairmanship of Ms. Honorable Yankuba Dabo, alias Yanks, to be precise. But with me is one of the tallest reporters in this region, that is, of course, Lamin Jara, the sports writer. But it's half time, it is 1-1 between the holders in Foni against the runners up. Brufut scored first from Malang. The substitute after Abdul Karim was, of course, struck off due to an early injury picked up in this first half. But then, within the blink of an eye, Foni restored party, the courtesy of Mamadou Jaite, to be precise. Within the blink of an eye, well, many will tell you probably it's lack of game management. But what will Jara tell us? Jawa?
Yeah, it has been a great first half. You look at it, it has not been as explosive as it has ever been anytime these two teams played. You could remember this is the third time they are playing, although it is only 2 finals. But again, you look at it today, a slow start. We expected it because you look at Brufut, 7 of the starting 11 were here on the 15th of February when they lost to that Foni team. And you look at Foni, when you look at the team list, it was a completely 100% new. There was no almost, everybody is new, even the manager is new. But again, we expected it to be a very slow start for them, and that is what happened. And in the 21st minute, for me, I think that was where Foni let off. They let themselves defensively down, and then the substitute Malang, who came minutes after Abdul Karim has unfortunately sustained that injury. He was given the space, and all he needed to do was to bend it at the bottom corner, and which he did. And from then on, you think because of experience, 7 of the players were there last year, you would expect Brufut at least to stamp their authority and make sure, look, now that we have the lead, we lost to them last year, it's not going to happen again. But it did not happen. When Foni restarted, they attacked at the other end, and 52 seconds later, it was 1-1. How they got it in the net, I don't know. It was scrambled in, but they wouldn't care. It's 1-1.
They won't care, it's 1-1. But you look at the Brufut side, it's more of like experience. They have more than 7 players. Of course, who are part of the heroes that guided them to the final in the last edition, that is the 4th edition. But they lost it to the same people that is Foni, to be precise. But you look at Foni, is this what we are seeing? A determination in Foni, and of course they are married with the 3 R's, that is the rebuilding, rebranding, and restructuring of Foni. After, of course, the registration of the Sibano United Football Club to the 2nd division, that left Foni going back to the drawing board, trying to bring in new fresh bloods ahead of this competition. Is it more of like experience versus determination in this game today?
Yeah, it looks like exactly that, experience versus determination. I said it because what happens is the 11 Foni players have never been in this ground before to play a game of such magnitude, to in front of this crowd. You look at the crowd, it's just amazing. Although from where you are watching, you could see some lot of luminous green shirts that tell you they are here in persuasion of Foni. But again, this is new, it's new assignment, it's for the first time ever. But Brufut, like we said, led by their captain, their goalkeeper said that the back 4, the midfield, almost everybody was there, in that final. So if there is a team that is going to bank on experience to say, look, we were here on the 15th of February and now we can use it as a springboard, it's Brufut. So all in all, it's experience versus new.
As we speak, of course, the deputy coach, then now the head coach, that is Boss Amadou Tamba, is inside the dressing room speaking to his players. But guess who is also there with them? Is, of course, Fita Ibrahim Kamara, the head coach of Sibano United. Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised. I said this last year by this time he was at the tunnel, and of course this year around, different cap. Without a doubt, with all due respect to every manager, tournament, I will say this: the greatest man in the history of the West Coast Zonals is no doubt Ibrahim Kamara, and his absence in the Foni dugout is going to be a new thing. They have never seen it before for the first time. So no wonder you will see this time without numbers. Anytime Foni plays, this is not going to be the first time. Anytime Foni plays,
We're going to correspond with Sibano's fixture.
Well, they hope and pray that it doesn't happen. But anytime it doesn't correspond with Sibano's fixture and Foni are playing at halftime, you will expect to see Ibrahim Kamara come out and give instructions.
The coming of Boss Amadou Tamba at the helm of affairs for Foni, 5 districts, it is always a difficult night when it comes to team selection, selecting the players. Well, when they call many were there on the ground, on the screening day, but then they have to pick those people, the ambassadors of Foni. And here is Ibrahim Fita. I'll link him later. But is today's Amadou Tamba's judgment day after the departure of Fita?
No, that is too heavy. It's going to be harsh when you want to measure. But it's going to be harsh when you want to measure what Amadou Tamba is going to do after 90 minutes. Remember, Ibrahim Kamara took 2 seasons to become the greatest man in the history of the Zonals. So you're gonna give Amadou Tamba some 2 seasons before you judge him toe to toe with Ibrahim Kamara.
Do you believe that the fans of Foni will be married to that patient for 2 seasons? Well, let's see what Amadou Tamba can do, because they are the people that are always hungry for glory. That is Foni. The moment you are there, you have to deliver up to expectations.
Yeah, winning is sweet, and Foni is what they are married to. Exactly. They've come here, they've won time without numbers. So I'm sure they will put anybody go out without a silverware. You have to know that it doesn't change overnight.
Finally, it's a page that Brufut need to open.
It's continuity for me, because you look at it, 7 of the 11 players were here last year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And here comes one of the greatest man that ever lived in the history of the West Coast Zonals. That is Coach Ibrahim Kamara. He's fully called Fida. But why do they call from Sibano? Tell us through about the Bluetooth.
We are on the Zonals.
But take us through the Bluetooth.
The Bluetooth is a beep test, we call it, but they call it Bluetooth, so it's a difficult one anyway.
It's a different Bluetooth that you need to and listen to music. It's a different one.
No, it's a different one. It's a very different one.
But having a word with the players of our Foni Zonal team, what were your messages to the players?
Yeah, the message is to give them encouragement, that is, we can do this. They had chances they could utilize, and we avoid giving Brufut chances to lead again also. So they should stay calm and compose themselves, and we go on counter-attack football.
Coach Fita, is this the first time ever you are sitting comfortably, relaxing without pressure, watching your region play?
Absolutely, it's not. I'm under pressure. I'm more pressure than being on the bench. Seriously, it's definitely not nice being outside. But if you're on the bench, you always calm and you know how to solve the situations and so. It's difficult to be a fan outside there.
A massive change on the side of the Foni Zonal team, because Sibano have already registered themselves in the 2nd division, and they are now married with a mini boss. I saw the players here, like they're here to watch their brothers. It's a sign of a motivation as well, Coach Vita.
Absolutely. It is a motivational factor that we all came to cheer up the boys, because we are all the same. They are playing in the 2nd division. This is why they are not allowed to play the Zonals. But this team has even impressed me already. So it's like, come on, we did the right thing, and Amadou is on course to win this one.
We are in the neutral ground. Does Brufut like game management when they scored the goal?
Yeah, I was afraid, because I was following Brufut. They have trained, since, and Foni did not train enough for me. The preparation was not good towards this Super Cup. But
Did you mean Foni did not go to camp?
No, Foni did not camp. It's just yesterday they came together. I'm telling you, they don't camp. The training was not that effective. But they surprised me with the performance, and I believe in this.
How about on the side of Brufut?
Brufut, I believe they did a lot of training. They did a lot of test games, and yeah, they've been training for a while, which I was following through social media. So this is why they had more possession, but our guys had more chances to kill off the game. So that is it. Let's see what will happen in the second half. Second half is our time, and we're going to.
Yes, sir. Amadou Tamba, how do you think?
Ahmad will go very far, and Ahmad will definitely develop more than me. I am sure. He is definitely great.
Coach, are you giving credit to both?
Oh, come on, not credit. Not credit. Kamar is good enough to take up this team. So, I trust him, and this is why we continually work together. I know what he has and what he can do. So, with full support, Ahmad can deliver more than me.
Out of this equation, let's travel to Sibanor. You are in the second division, coach, and the look on your face, you look 20. What the reason behind that?
Actually, we are preparing.
The camera, let them see.
Yeah, we are preparing, and going towards the second division is not easy. We know the challenge, but as I said before, we're gonna enjoy the moment to stay in the league. Yeah, we definitely prepared for that.
Massive changes, massive training. Travel to the land of Francis. Is of course playing, had some of course background training, to be precise, lectures as well. Is that going to be useful ahead of this season, the second division to be precise for Sibanor? And what is the target in the second division for Sibanor United?
Absolutely, Salu. It's going to benefit a lot. We're gonna, that will help us a lot. And as I told you, the target this year is to remain in the league and enjoying the moment. So it's something that we have as a target and what we're working on, and I'm sure come at the end of the second division you will see us somewhere else.
Well, probably you spoke to Francis before this game, before today, I don't know, or you speak to him, or you spoke, because I know constantly you are a parent of course of Francis, you can speak to him constantly, but what is his always message, what is his message towards the team that is Sibanor United?
Sorry, I will tell you, Francis is training with us, he's already in town, so
so is that the breaking news? Francis is and he's going to play in the second division?
Obviously, yes, he's going to play, not in the Stovilan.
Wow, that is the breaking news, and of course Francis is already in town, and he will of course be part of the Sibanor side in the second division. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the news for you, Pamodu, over there. Thank you.
on the back of the net again. Play stability lead. If he stays like this, we feel it's going to be decided from 12 yards. Just like it happened last year between Foni and Brufut.
Welcome back to the Boxbar Mini Stadium for the continuation of the live commentary, and it is the second and final half of the Super Cup final between Foni and Brufut. And now Brufut dressed in white shorts and white socks, playing from the democracy end of the Boxbar Mini Stadium, whilst Foni in sea green shorts and black socks, or blue socks rather, playing from the police line end of the Boxbar Mini Stadium. And the score is currently 1-1. 1-1 in the Super Cup final. Brufut took the advantage in the first half before the champions getting the equalizer. And Brufut relied on the super sub Malang Conte before Mamadou Jete getting the equalizer for coach Amadou Tamba on his side. But currently there is a player down injured, and one of the assistant referees, Nyomi Kasama, is currently supporting the player, and the player is currently back on his feet, and currently it is just the commencement of the second half. Boubacar Koli to the custodian Sehdafe. Seh is the custodian for Brufut, whilst in the opposite goal post is Ahmad Saidi. And special thanks for Saliu Jallo for taking that halftime team talk with Jara, the sports writer, and the former head coach of Foni Zonal team, Ibrahim Kamara. And back to the live commentary. The score is still 1-1. Foni 1, Brufut 1. Who is going to win it remains to be seen. We have to get this in regulation, or post-match shootout will decide the winner. Foni float that ball around the edge of the 18. But before that, the central referee has already ordered the medics to come to the rescue of the player. And there is currently a player down injured for Brufut, and we have to confirm the player shortly. We will try to confirm the player who is currently down, and on the other end a player for Foni is down. The medics are already on the player to give assistance, as you can see in front of the screens at the Boxbar Mini Stadium live on LSTV. The central referee is Fatou Jaju. Nyomi Kasama is one of the assistants, Bintu Jata, and Fatou Sise serving as the fourth assistant referee. And currently there is a discussion between central referee Fatou Jaju and one of the players for Brufut, and the player in question is Musa Gay. Musa Gay, 15, was having that discussion with the central referee Fatou Jaju, and already a player for Foni down, another player down injured for Brufut, and the player in question is Ibrahim Assi. Ibrahim Assi seems to be okay, and he is currently back on his feet. 1-1 is the current score at the Boxbar Mini Stadium, and they have to settle it in regulation or post-match shootout to decide the winner between Foni and Brufut. Is it going to be post-match shootout, or are we going to see a goal coming from either Foni or Brufut? Remains to be seen. It's a set piece, and the green light is given Musa Gay to deliver this set piece for Brufut. And Musa played in the Brikama Somanawetan last season. And this is once again an attack for Malang Conte around the edge, spreading it wide around the area, trying to unlock the defense. This time Brufut strikes over the crossbar, and the ball is still in play. The ball is still in play, and that was a huge opportunity for Brufut to unlock the defense and also have the opportunity to score from close range, but unfortunately could not hit the target, as the score remained 1-1 at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. The champion spreading it wide, trying to unlock the defense of Brufut, and finally on the back of central defender Keba Marena, and it's a corner around the democracy end of the Boxbar Mini Stadium, and Foni in their colorful sea green shorts and blue socks, under the guidance of head coach Amadou Tamba, who is coaching the team for the very first time. And Amadou Tamba and his boys hoping to win the Super Cup for the very first time. And Foni has never won the West Coast Zonal Super Cup. It's a cheap one. Around the area, strongly headed down! Saved by the netminder. What a save by the goalkeeper, Sehdafe, to still keep Brufut in this contest. That was definitely a weak effort. Ball being headed down. Great control by the player, and this time not a strong one, as Sehdafe dived to his left to gather or parried that ball desperately. Kemo Kanye, that was definitely another huge opportunity, and huge opportunity for Foni, but squandered another glorious opportunity.
Yes, very well, Pa. We have seen two scary moments in the first 5 minutes of the second half. And then from either end. Earlier on, we have seen coming from Brufut, who have scored, and then this time as well, Foni come very close, and then they also squandered their opportunity to add up their advantage into the game. So the game still continues as it is in a stalemate, it is in a stalemate. So this fixture, as I have earlier said, is never sort of goals, it's never sort of moments. Then today as well, we have seen so many goal scoring moments, but we have only seen 2 goals. That is a huge number of goals in a final, one will say, because both goals came in the first half, and then we are now into the second half here, and then one will say we can see at least a goal or 2 into this final 45 minutes as well, and then slowly we will be able to see such goals into this particular contest, because that is always the trend between these two sides here. They never defend against their opponent. The only thing that they do is to go out and attack against an opponent, and then we have seen today as well, they are playing the same style of football in trying to making sure that they did not allow their opponents to give them a lot of pressure, but what they are trying to do here is to making sure that they go all out on their opponents, and then trying to making sure that they pull up they create so many troubles for the defensive setup of the opponent, and then try to making sure that they have their scary moments. But it is still 1-1 between the two sides here. Already an interesting affair into the first 6 minutes of the second half.
It is already 51 minutes on the clock unofficial, and it is the first 6 minutes of the second half. It's still Foni 1, Brufut 1, and the winner of this Super Cup final will pocket home $50,000, whilst the loser will pocket home $40,000 as consolation. And both the winner and the loser will have medals, and the winner goes home with a giant trophy, all proudly and officially bankrolled. This is once again Vincent around the edge of the 18, spreading it down. Omar Jaja! All into the bottom corner, and it's a goal for Brufut. And Omar Jaju got the second goal for the boys of Brufut. What a strike on into the bottom corner. And Brufut celebrates in style. And the champions are currently down by 2-1 at the Box Mini Stadium. Once again, the champions are down by 2-1, and Brufut getting the second goal, courtesy of center forward Omar Jaju.
Yes, very well, you know that it is coming from either one of the sides here, because you see the way they are approaching this game. They are creating chances. They are trying to make sure that they capitalize on the opponents, and you can see that particular run there. And then what a beautiful finish there from Omar Jaju. You know that he's experienced someone, because not every striker will score this particular goal like this. Some will try to go, some will try to go with power, but you can see Omar Jaju trying to go with accuracy, and then you can see he tapped the ball home for his side to take the lead into this particular game for the second time, and it is 2-1, already 3 goals into this crucial encounter in the 54th minute.
It's an opportunity for Foni, but Keba Marina just there in time to cut that ball out. What a showdown and entertaining fixture from the Box Mini Stadium. And you will remember, Brufut scored the first goal. The champions responded, and Brufut scored again. And now the champions hoping to respond. Will Foni be able to respond? Is now the biggest question and ambition on the far side. The champions once again, not a decent one. And this time the custodian said guarded that ball with ease.
I'm sure up to this point they have been entertained and absorbing football match. And now Amadou Tamba was in red in the first half, and in the second half he's now in forest green. He's giving out some instructions out there, but it's Brufut who are leading by 2-1.
It's an attack coming from Foni, who are down by 2-1, and Foni will now have an introduction of 2 fresh legs. 2 fresh legs for Foni, and any moment we're going to observe.
Thank you very much. First, you look at the true pass, you look at the composedness of the player. Pass the ball beautifully, and in the way it was there, and it's suitable.
And Foni will now have the opportunity to deliver two first introductions. And we have already seen two players being lined up for introduction. And they are lined up for two substitutions. And we will shortly confirm who and who is coming up and who to be introduced. Late coach Amadou Tamba, of course, and this is now the goal for Brufut. And Omar Jajo got the second goal to put Brufut ahead once again. That was a decent pass from Vincent Jata, spreading it wide to Omar Jajo. Omar Brufut that was decently before getting it low to get the second goal for the boys dressed in white shirts, white shorts, and white socks under the guidance of head coach Ibrahima Gay. And Ibrahima is having the assistance of Babukar Banora. Two first legs introduced and two third legs taken off by head coach Amadou Tamba. And the score is currently not in their favor. The champions trail by 2-1 against Brufut in the Super Cup final at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. And Brufut just need to hold on, whilst champions Foni needs to score, else they will surrender the giant trophy, the gold medals and the whooping $50,000 cash prize, which is proudly and officially bankrolled by Brikama Area Council. The goal scorer is already taking off Mamadou Jaite. Mamadou Jaite is already taking off. A double substitution, and Aliou Jallo is one of the players being introduced. An opportunity for Foni. It is Brufut once again. Vincent Jata getting it down. Basiru now. A strike and corner. And Brufut will now have the opportunity once again in getting the third goal in this crucial and lively Super Cup. What an evening from the Boxbar Mini Stadium. It is the Super Cup final between Foni and Brufut in the West Coast Zonal Championship, and it is the 5th edition of the West Coast Zonals. The first edition won by Gunjur, second edition Sanyang, Foni the 3rd and 4th respectively, and it is now the 5th edition of the West Coast Zonals who is going to win it, and the supporters of every zone will tell you this time is ours. It's a corner for the boys dressed in white collars Brufut, who are already out and into the gloves of the netminder Ahmad Saidi. Ahmad Saidi is in goal for Foni, while Seth Dafe in the opposite goal post. And it has been a lively and entertaining showdown from the Boxbar Mini Stadium in Brikama, and live on LSTV1 at the commentary cabin for Lamin Fati, Kemu Kanye, and behind camera operations is Osman Kamara. Foni dressed in sea green colors, whilst Brufut in white colors is currently cleared by the defenders of Brufut, who are trying to either protect this 2-1 advantage or get the third goal, whilst Foni hoping to get an equalizer. The team is currently down by 2-1 against Brufut, and Amadou Tamba, the head coach, is currently very much busy on the technical area, whilst head coach Ibrahima Gay is also very much industrious at the technical area. Aliou Jallo introduced and Bakary Badji also introduced, and the two first legs in this contest for Foni. What a showdown and contest. It's an opportunity for Foni. Omar Sane spreading it wide around the center. Foni looking for penetration. Currently down by 2-1. Leaving it out for the advancing number 11, Hussein Ujame, who is already penalized by the flag of the assistant referee. He wasn't happy when the central referee has the final say. The assistant referee Bintu Jata on the spot to wave against Foni. And you could see that frustration on the faces of some of the technical members in this Foni setup. Amadou Tamba and Famara Jiba, head and assistant. Ibrahima Gay and Babukar Banora serving as the fourth and assistant. And of course, Brufut and Foni were in the same group of the 2024-25 edition, alongside Brikama, Costa and Lamen. In the first game for Brufut, or Foni rather, it ended 2-1 against Lamen before picking a point against Brikama. In the third game, it was a 1-0 victory over Brufut before losing 2-1 to Costa in their final group match. In the quarterfinal, it ended Foni 1, Sukuta 1, and Foni advanced to the semi-final after the organizing committee ruling in favor of the champions. And of course, in the semi-final, the champions Foni lost 2-1 to Sanyang before filing a protest against Sanyang, and the organizing committee ruled in favor of Foni, getting the team to the final for the second year running, and in the final it ended Foni 2, Brufut 2, and in the replay final, it ended Foni 2, Brufut 1. And on the journey for Brufut, started the 2024-25 campaign at home to Lamen, where they lost before losing once again to Foni, and in their campaign was the matter of Costa by 2 goals to nil. Before losing 1-1 in their final group game around the Indian Central Canada. Headed up by Azal Lubas. And in their final group game, it ended Brufut 1, Brikama 1. Quarter-final, it was a victory over Gunjur by 2 goals to 1 at the Nyamina Mini Stadium. In the semi-final, it ended 0-0 against Lamed before Brufut advancing on post-match shootout. And in the final against Foni, it ended Brufut 2, Foni 2. In the replay final, Foni advanced, defeating Brufut by 2 goals to 1. And Brufut are still searching for their very first trophy in the West Coast Zonal Championship, whilst Foni looking for their third straight trophy. They've won the past 2 editions. In this game live on LSTV1, on either our Facebook handle or YouTube channel, it has been Parlamin Fati. Kemu Kanyi, and behind camera operations is Osman Kamara. Foni is currently trailing by 2 goals to 1 against Brufut. Brufut, this time it is Foni, desperately cleared. And it is definitely a noisy background at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. The supporters of Foni are currently on top of their voices, and equally the supporters of Brufut at the Bell Aqua Pavilion. It's a massive clearance coming from the central defender. Brufut now, Omar now, around the edge of the 18, trying to get the ball forward. Unfortunately, he could not connect to that as the ball gets back to the custodian, Ahmad Saidi. Time running out for Foni, but we're still having minutes to be played here. The score is currently 2-1 against Foni, 2-1 in favor of Brufut, and currently 62 minutes unofficial. Central referee Fatu Jaju will solely hand that ball to the custodian Ahmad Saidi, and the ball is already handed down, and Ahmad Saidi will start the play from their own half, getting it down to one of the central defenders. And James Gomez, the central defender, going long, trying to connect the offensive player on the far side, but could not connect to that ball player as the ball rolls out around the Democracy end of the Boxbar Mini Stadium. It has been a lively and entertaining showdown, and the supporters will Brufut will hope to get this trophy to Brufut after losing it to Foni in the last year's final. Will they be able to get it? We just have to wait and see. We still have some minutes to be played. 62 minutes on the clock unofficial. Brufut 2, Foni 1. The supporters of Foni will hope to win it, and if they are able to win it, that's going to be the very first Super Cup for Foni after winning the 2022-23 and 2024-24 edition trophies. And the trophies were won by head coach Ibrahim Kamara, having the assistance of Amadou Tamba as his assistant. And now it is Amadou Tamba on the technical area as head coach for Foni, having the assistance of Farmer Rajiba. Farmer Rajiba is his assistant. Ibrahim Agay, the head coach for Brufut. And Ibrahim Agay will hope to win it for the very first time after coming as head coach for Brufut in the last edition. Agay Ibrahim. It's a set piece for the boys in white and blue. Brufut dressed in white and blue shorts and white socks. It's a set piece and will be delivered by Ibrahim Sise, the team captain. Sise Ibrahim floats the ball. This time it's a thumping header from the team captain for Foni, dressed in their colorful sea green shorts and blue shorts. It's a new one. Foni on the attack. Momodu Jeje, the goal scorer. Now the goal possession. This time ball is already out, and the Brufut players and Musa Gay, to be specific, urging the supporters of Brufut to be on top of their voices after going ahead for the second time. Scored in the first period, got the equalizer. Brufut centre forward Momodu Jeje, and Brufut scored again, courtesy of centre forward Omar Chaju. And Omar's second goal is currently the difference between Foni and Brufut from the box bar mini stadium. And we are definitely fair. And of course, the turnout is definitely impressive in the Super Cup of the West Coast Zonals. And special thanks to Brikama Area Council, this time into the gloves of the netminder center. Brikama Area Council are supported and will hand jerseys to the participating 13 zones. Will definitely give 2 balls to every zone and a pump. Of course, we'll hand the giant trophy to the winners of the competition. And of course, we'll hand $50,000 to the winner of the Super Cup, $40,000 to the runner-up, and they will all go home with medals respectively. Around the area, it is Foni on the attack, trying to unlock the defense, trying to chest that ball down, not a decent one. Time around the central defender Bubakar Kole was there in time to clear that ball desperately, and the centre forward is currently down to Foni. And the player wouldn't want to stay that much longer on the ground, and the team is currently down by a goal to nil. Kemo Kanye, 65 minutes on the clock. It's still Brufut 2, Foni 1.
Yes, very well. 25 more minutes to be played, or 24 before the final whistle will be blown here by the officials of the game. And I believe there's a lot of time in football, so any of the sides here can do the needful for themselves to go home with the trophy. Foni are currently trailing by 2 goals to 1, so they will try to make sure they come back from this particular goal, and then try to again clinch this particular trophy from the West Coast Zonal. So while their opponents Brufut will try to make it so that if they are not able to add up their advantage, they will try to maintain this particular scoreline by defending very well and very formidably against the opponents, against their opponents. Foni, already we have seen 3 goals here. It is never sort of goals in this particular fixture, because the first fixture that was played in the final was 4, and then the second was 3, and then this time as well we are already witnessing 3 goals into this particular contest. So it is still very much alive, and then we can see another goal into this particular contest, if not goals. But I believe whichever side is going home with the trophy, with this trophy here, will know that yes, it has been a very, very difficult journey towards clinching this particular trophy.
Thank you very much, Kemo Kanye. Interesting and lively from the box bar mini stadium in Brikama. This is definitely lively from the theatre. Currently the game is temporarily stopped, as Brufut will now rely on this set piece, currently having key of their players behind the ball, but seemingly is going to be taken by the team captain, and the team captain Ibrahim Asise. And you could hear the supporters of Brufut calling in for the 3rd goal, but currently the score is 2-1 in their favor. Brufut 2, Foni 1. Team, it's a giant wall assembled, and it's a delivery. Malang Conte, not a decent one this time. Not a decent one from Malang Conte. Approaching the 70th minute at the box bar mini stadium, as we have already played 67 minutes in this crucial and lively Super Cup between Brufut and Foni. Amadou Tamba is indeed very much busy on the technical area. Ibrahim Agay as well. And it is Foni who trailed 2-1, whilst Brufut on the driving seat. Brufut on the driving seat against Foni. Is that a foul? Yes, given by the central referee. And there is already a player down. And the player in question is one of the wing backs, Omar Sane for Foni. And in case you're just joining us, you are reminded that we're still coming to you live. And live from the Box Bar Mini Stadium in the West Coast Zonal Super Cup final between Foni and Brufut. And it is currently 2-1. And 2-1 in Brufut's favor. Brufut got the breakthrough courtesy of Malang Conte, before the champions responding courtesy of centre forward Mamadou Jaite. Forward Omar Jaju got the 2nd goal for Brufut, and the team is currently on the driving seat, and Brufut will now rely on Musa Gay for this throw-in. Gay Musa getting it down, not a decent one, and Foni will now have the opportunity to deliver. And the boys dressed in their colourful sea green socks and blue socks under the guidance of Amadou Tamba, whilst Brufut is having Ibrahim Agay and Babukar Banora on the technical area. Fatou Jaju, central referee. Nyomi Kasama, one of the assistants. Bintu Jata and Fatou Sise serving as the 4th assistant referee. Lively and entertaining from the Box Bar Mini Stadium is a throw-in for Foni. Omar Sani to deliver. Getting that ball short. Great control by Usainu Jame. Brufut in their last 3 matches against Foni. Foni won twice, and it was a draw for Brufut once. 70 minutes unofficial, according to our unofficial clock, spreading it wide. But Lamin Jalo trying to unlock the defense and trying to connect the run of the white player Usainu Jame, but his effort could not connect to the advancing Usainu as the ball went out of play for a goal kick. Brufut wouldn't be in any hurry as the team is currently on the driving seat. 2-1 at the Box Bar Mini Stadium, and of course with a huge turnout at the theatre. This is the Super Cup final, and the Super Cup final between Brufut and of course Foni. Keba Marina with a throw. Brufut on the driving seat. It is now the turn of Brufut. Is that a foul? Yes, given, and that's going to be a caution. And it's a caution for it's a caution already for Foni. And at the Bell Aqua Pavilion is the supporters of Brufut. They are currently enjoying the moment, and very close to our commentary cabin is another jubilant support base behind Foni. We are definitely loving the atmosphere. What a showdown and contest from the Box Bar Mini Stadium and live on LSTV. And special thanks to every follower. We are really proud of every follower of LSTV. Those monitoring this game live on LSTV from the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Brufut floats. It's a glancing header and it's a corner. And Foni will try to regroup once again, and he will hope to defend this corner. It's a corner. Team captain Ibrahim Asise will deliver this corner at a great position, and Brufut will rely on this corner and searching for the third goal. Can they get the third from this? Marina rose the highest but never had the opportunity, and finally it's going to be another corner for Brufut, who continue to search and search for the third goal, whilst Foni will rely on their defenders and any other player to defend this corner for the boys dressed in blue and white shirts, white shorts and white socks. Brufut enjoying the advantage. 2-1 is the current score. 2-1 is the current score from the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Corner team captain Ibrahim Asise once again. Ibrahim Asise getting it once again. This time it's a glancing header. That was very close for the third goal for Omar Jaju. And Brufut unfortunately never troubled the custodian as the ball rolled out for a throw in. Lively and entertaining, and Brufut will now rely on this instance. Currently there is a player down, central referee Fadu Jaju will attend to the player before. It's a set piece, and before that is a substitution. It's a substitution for Foni, who is coming off. Aliou Sadio is out. Omar introduced. Omar Koli.
It's a substitution for Foni. Omar Koli has come in for number 8, Aliu Sajo.
Aliu Sajo out, and Omar Koli introduced by head coach Amadou Tamba. And this is the third substitution for Foni after the introduction of Aliu Jallo, Bakari Baji, and now Omar Koli. Fatu Jaju, the central referee, will hopefully. Is that cooling break? It's the second cooling break at the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama. And currently Amadou Tamba having a discussion with his players. It's a strong discussion between Amadou Tamba and his boys. And of course Ibrahim Agay and his Brufut base side. And the referees are also having a sip of water from the Box Bar Mini Stadium. And central referee Fatu Jaju, Nyomi Kasama Bintu Jata and Fatu Sise. Of course the panel of referees and Ibrahim Agay also having words with his players. And Brufut is currently enjoying the moment. 2-1 at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Kemo is a schooling break, and it is a moment for both sides to re-energize themselves ahead of these final moments at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Unofficial 67 minutes on the clock, and they will now have under 14 minutes of normal time and what is expected to be added on to decide this contest between Brufut and Foni.
Yes, very well. 14 minutes down the line before the officials of the game will put an end to this particular game in the regulation time, and then of course there will be some additional time here that will be added here, but it wouldn't be more than 3 or 4 minutes, I believe. So Foni have 14 minutes to at least restore a parity into this, while their opponent Brufut have 14 minutes to actually stay onto this particular lead and then celebrate the coveted trophy from West Coast for the fourth time. And then I believe this is one of the dreams that they were dreaming for. They wouldn't want to, subdue themselves to Foni twice, especially on the final. And then again, they are currently leading here by a lone goal to nil. So they 2 goals to 1. So they will want to maintain this particular scoreline if they are not able to add up their advantage, while their opponents Foni would want to make sure that they go home with this restore parity before the final 13 or 14 minutes ended here. But this is the fight for either of the side, either to restore parity or to maintain this particular scoreline and then go home with the trophy. So Brufut are currently on the driving seat, while their opponents Foni must score for them to get themselves any meaningful result in this particular encounter. So this is the job that both teams are having here. You must score, and then you also must maintain this particular scoreline to go home with the trophy. So which of the sides here will be able to get their dreams through is yet to be decided here, because 13 minutes is a lot of time in football, and any of the sides here can go home with the trophy.
Thank you very much, Kemo Kanye. Approaching the 88th minute at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. The score is currently Foni 1, Brufut 2. And any moment we're going to see another substitution. And who is coming out? Team captain Ibrahim Assise is coming off. And Ibrahim Assise is off. Team captain out for Brufut and will be replaced shortly. And you are reminded that the games of this year's West Coast Zonals will continue on Wednesday from the Super Cup final.
The captain Ibrahim Assise, schoolboy will call him. He said, I'm the stamina nation. He has been there because day and night, and that is now time for him to give way.
Approaching the 88th minute at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Already we have played the 79 minutes unofficial. An opportunity, that's a serious clash between the two players. Serious clash between the two players of Foni, and the medics are already on the pitch, just in front of the screens. That's a serious one. That seems to be serious. That seems serious. and the medics are already on the pitch to give assistance. And currently from the Box Family Stadium in Brikama, the score is still 2-1 and 2-1 in Brufut's favor. Brufut edging closer. Will they be able to win it for the very first time remains to be seen, and this must be the biggest ambition but also the biggest question ringing in the minds of every supporter, every footballer and every technician in and around Brufut. Head coach Ibrahim Agay is indeed hopeful, and of course Amadou Tamba will try to turn things around at the Box Barmini Stadium in depriving Brufut from clinching the Super Cup trophy ahead of this year's West Coast Zonal Championship. And games will continue on Wednesday. Games continue on Wednesday with a fixture between Costa and Tujering at the Sunchi Alaji football field. On the same Wednesday, Foni Zone will play Central 2 in Buyam, and on Thursday, Brikama Zone will play Fabi at the Box Barmini Stadium. Kombosila will take on Lamen Zone at the C4 football field. On Friday, Sukuta will take on Sanyang Zone at the Sukuta Dembadu Mini Stadium. On the same Saturday rather, we will see the clash between Central 2 and Costa at the Marakisa football field. On the same Saturday, Tujereng will clash Foni at the Tujereng football field. On Sunday, Kombo East Zone will play Kombo Sila at the Pirang football field on the same Sunday. There is still a player down, and already in front of our screens is the jubilant support base of Brufut, currently stationed at the Bell Aqua Pavilion. They are currently enjoying every moment. Brufut and its supporters are enjoying the moment at the Bell Aqua Pavilion. And very close to our commentary cabin is the supporters from Foni. Those are the supporters of the traveling set of supporters from Foni. And very close to our commentary cabin. And you could see they are very much jubilant in front of the screens now. And see the faces of Foni. It is definitely lovely. Definitely lovely at the Box Barmini Stadium. On and off the pitch. Amadou Tamba giving instructions. The player is still down and currently receiving attention, and he has already been taken out. Will he be able to continue? We have to wait and see. Modlamin Jalo 18 is the player out, and he is still the player out.
Never before, asking that is never enough. To have placed these two finalists in of course, and blue and luminous green. And just when you think that was enough, they said no, all the captains will be placed in brand new jerseys in this FIFA. That is why we said it is getting bigger. It has never happened, but this is everything. It's here to give us a story like never before.
A global substitution for Foni any moment from now. Time running out for head coach Amadou Tamba and his boys. 82 solid minutes on our global official. Foni 1, Brufut 2 is the current score from the Box Barmini Stadium. Musa Gay getting that goal in, but the central referee has already ordered the player to get that goal once again. On the far side, we still having 3 players warming up for Brufut, and Amadou Tamba and his boys have already lined up 2 substitutions. As we confirm those substitutions shortly. Omar Jaju has already the flag of the assistant referee job, and Omar Jaju rewarded. He scored the second goal for Brufut, and currently the score is in their favor. Brufut 1, or Brufut 2 rather, Foni 1. Double substitution. Double substitutions. Ibrahima and Matar Trawale are the 2 players introduced. Matar Trawale and Ibrahima Jingali are the 2 players introduced at the Box Barmini Stadium for Foni. What a showdown. It's edging closer for Brufut. And Brufut still enjoying the moment. What a showdown. 84 minutes on the clock. Under 6 minutes of normal time, and what is expected to be added on. For Brufut to hold on and for Foni to get the equalizer, or else Brufut will be heading home with a whooping $50,000 cash prize, gold medals and the giant trophy of the Super Cup, and of course all proudly and officially bankrolled by Brikama Area Council. And in this year's West Coast Zonal Championship, the winner will be heading home with a whooping $100,000 cash prize and the runner-up with $80,000. Time aging closer. 85 minutes on the clock. 85 minutes. And Foni needs to score. Foni needs to score, or else they will surrender the giant trophy and whooping $50,000 cash prize to Brufut. And Foni has never won the Super Cup, while Brufut are hunting for their very first trophy, the West Coast Zonal Championship. Probably this might be their very first trophy. If they are able to hold on to this 2-1 advantage in the final moments at the Box Bar Mini Stadium, a player currently down injured for Brufut, probably. Or are we going to say that's a time-wasting tactic? But anyway, the medics are already on the pitch to give assistance. Brufut hopeful. Foni hoping to snatch a late equalizer. Amadou Tamba industrious on the technical area, being the head coach for the Foni zonal team for the very first time, ably and reliably assisted by Farmer Ajiba, Ibrahim Agay and Babukar Banora on the technical area. And Brufut hoping to clinch this trophy, while Foni hoping to snatch this trophy away from Brufut. He is going to win it? Seemingly Brufut, but they have to hold on to this 2-1 advantage if they want to get back to Brufut with the giant trophy, gold medals and the whooping $15,000 cash prize. In case you are joining us, it is live entertaining from the Box Bar Mini Stadium, and it is of course live on TV1 at the Cabin Palace. And behind camera operations is Osman Kamara and Iman Sabacham. We have under 4 minutes and what is expected to be added on before the central referee Fatu Jaju will end the proceedings in the Super Cup final between Foni and Brufut, ably and reliably assisted by Nyomi Kasama, Bintu Jata and Fatu Sise as the fourth assistant referee. Kemo Kanye, the player, is already down and currently back on his feet, and time definitely running out for Foni. They need to score or else they will surrender the giant trophy. The security officials are already at the Box Bar Mini Stadium and around the pitch of the Box Bar Mini Stadium as we approach the final moments of this crucial and lively game. Triple substitution for Brufut any moment from now. Triple substitution. Can they hold on to this 2-1 advantage? We have to just wait and see. Omar Jaju, dribble pass, one looking for strikes, that is off time. Triple substitution and triple substitution, and who is coming? Scored the second goal for Brufut, and he is coming out. Vincent Jata is also coming out, and we're also going to see who is the next player.
Three substitutions. And number 8, Vincent Jata, the provider of the second.
Malang Conte is also coming out, and the three players to be introduced, Ibrahim Dafe, Abdul Jame and Ansumana Koli are the three players. Brufut aging closer. It's according to our club, 8 minutes on the clock, and Brufut aging closer in winning their very first trophy. to win it is going to be the Super Cup trophy under the noses of the traveling boys from Foni, the stewardship of Amadou Tamba as head coach, Farmer Jiba as his assistant, and Brufut aging closer. We have under a minute and plus what is expected to be added on before the center referee will end this proceedings. 5 minutes, 5 strong minutes added on. 5 minutes for Foni to get the second goal, and 5 minutes for Brufut to hold on to this one advantage. This is going to be Brufut heading home with the Giants trophy, and of course the whooping $15,000 in cash prize. Brufut aging closer. They now have under 5 minutes to do this. They have under 5 minutes to hold on to this one advantage. Now champions, Foni. It's 5 minutes to get equalizer. They will surrender everything to of course Brufut, who will be heading home with the Giant Trophy, whooping $50,000 in cash prize, and of course the gold medals.
Yes, 5 minutes to complete the job here for Brufut side, and also 5 minutes for their opponents Foni to actually score at least a goal into this particular game to put the game to a parity. But that still remains a very challengeable possibility, because I mean we have witnessed Foni in the past final that they have played against this very opponents, where in the final moments they put up a leveler. So this time Brufut, I believe they will be so mindful of such situations again. So this is why we have seen them recently introduce 3 first legs into this particular game. So those are the players who will be able to help, who they believe rather should help them to complete their mission here against the Foni side, because this was what they were doing in the past final, and then Foni level, and then Foni came into the second final, and then Foni go home with the trophy. Now that they are up for a revenge, they have under 5 minutes to actually complete the job here and realize their dream of actually clinching a trophy into a trophy of the West Coast Zonal football competition, and then they can do that, because since they have scored the 3rd goal, then they have been doing very well, and then this was what we were saying in the first half. A 3rd goal into the game will be very crucial, and then can win you a match, and then this is what Brufut is currently approaching to that particular level. They have scored the 3rd goal, and then maybe they can win the trophy from that particular goal here. But it still remains very challengeable here, because Foni wouldn't want to lose, and then we will see what happens here in the final minutes.
Thank you very much, Kemo Kanye. And Brufut edging closer. Will they be able to? We now have under 3 minutes of additional time for head coach Ibrahim Agay and his boys to do the job. Brufut edging closer. Foni on the verge of surrendering the Giant Trophy, the whooping $50,000 in cash prize and gold medals. It's a strong header. Foni on the attack. This time Brufut heading it down through central defender Keba Marina. That's fashions of clearance. And finally 2 players for Brufut down. This might be time-wasting tactic, and Brufut edging closer. Brufut on the verge of clinching this trophy under the noses of Foni. 2 players down, time running out. We have already exhausted the entire 90. 2 minutes into the additional period. 2 minutes into the additional period. And we have already now moved to the 3rd minute of this stoppage time. Brufut 2, Foni 1. Heading down that road with a decent control. And it's going to be an opportunity, easy time for netminder Foni Ahmad Sedi. It's an opportunity for Brufut to get this done. They just need to hold on. And they will be crowned champions. Foni now around the area, time to unlock. On the far side is an opportunity for Foni. Time to get that ball around the area. This time it's a glancing header, an opportunity. When we tested down, what an opportunity for Foni, and he could not just capitalize. And the custodian said that he just there in time to gather that ball. That was definitely easy for Said Dafe to gather. And time running out. And 93 minutes on the clock. Approaching the 94th minute at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. It is still 41 Brufut 2. Time definitely running out. Definitely running out for Foni. Amadou Tamba very much is in the technical area. And Foni has never won the Super Cup trophy. They were here last year before losing to Gunjur. And they came to the tournament, won the tournament, and once again in the Super Cup final. And on the verge of losing their second straight Super Cup final. And this time under the stewardship of Amadou Tamba as head coach. Lost the initial Super Cup final to Gunjur. And now on the verge of losing it to Brufut. Into the gloves of the netminder Sheikh Dafe, who wouldn't be in any hurry as Brufut edges closer. 94 minutes on the clock. 94 minutes, 42 seconds. 94 minutes, 45 seconds, 46, 47, 48. And time definitely running out for Foni. Sheikh Dafe wouldn't be in any hurry as Brufut edges closer. Fatu Jaju, the central referee, constantly checking on his list. And that's the final moment, and that's the final whistle at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. And Foni can't just believe it. Foni can't believe it, and Brufut can't believe it as well. After winning the Super Cup final, and Amadou Tamba is already on the pitch. It's time to console his players. Tamba is already on the pitch and already Brufut in celebration after winning their very fourth trophy in the West Coast Zonal competition. And this time it is a Super Cup. And Kemoka, the first trophy for Brufut. It's the first trophy and the first trophy for Brufut after snatching the victory under the influence of the Foni. And it is also for the Kemoka to win the great game. And this time it is a victory
Yes, this time Brufut happens to be the winners of this year's Super Cup. You can see Coach Amadou Tamba Foni still having some words with the officials of the game. He is not happy perhaps the way the game is ended because he would be complaining perhaps about the time-wasting tactics that were employed by the players of Brufut, and then perhaps he may believe that the referees could have added a lot more time into this particular game. But you can see the game has now ended, and then Brufut will be going home. Brufut will be going home with the trophy for the first time, and then the game has now ended. But you can see fans are still pushing and pulling over there in the pavilion, and then you can see someone there to calm them down in order to neutralize the tension that is currently there, because this is football, and then one of the sides must go home with the trophy, and then one must lose today. This is what happened last season as well, and it was Foni that went home with the trophy, and then this time it is Brufut that have won, and then they'll be going home with the trophy back.
Thank you very much, Kemo Kanye. And now we will hand proceedings to Lamin Jara and the entire team for the presentations. Until then, it has been Palamin Fati, Kemo Kanye, and behind camera operations is Osman Kamara and Niman Sadacham. Until then, special thanks to every follower of LSTV, those monitoring the game live on LSTV, right from the first whistle to the final whistle. And this is where we're going to say bye-bye and now hand over proceedings to our team at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Until then, Palamin Fadi, Kemo Kanye, Usman and Yemazata, and we will now hand proceedings to the team.
Thank you very much. Recruitment, can you please come over to do the presentation, please? So you get ready. Get ready, please.
Jara. Allez.
on a luminous green.
No, but came over then. It came on, sir.
We give out the award to the man of the month.
Well, Kemo Sisi around place, Kemo. Where's hold on, can we have the two teams, please? Brufut, can you come there? And Foni, can we have you around, please? Foni. Okay, Brufut, you can stand there. Thank you. You're okay there. Can we have Kemo Sisi, please? Kemo Sisi. Well, first we are going to do the presentation, and this is going to be the man of the match award for today. Well, can we have the officials come please? The officials. Alright, Kemo Sisi is around. Can we have the officials, please? And the two teams, can you make the guard of honor for the officials, please? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the first award is going to be. Can we have attention of the referees and the officials to come forward? But first, we are beginning with the man of the match of this wonderful final, and this is going to be presented by Mr. Kemo Sisi. The manager for Dutch Lion, Kemo Sisi, will award this, and the man of the match once again goes to Omar Jajo of Brufut. Omar Jajo match number 9 for Brufut, Omar Jajo, and Kemo Sisi is going to award us. Do something. We have to do something. I wonder how it is with the two champagne tonight. Okay, come on. Can we first? Well, meanwhile, the man of the match goes with the two champagne. I don't know, Brufut could have small. Champagne, Brufut. Oh, Brufut.
In the 45th minute, and that is why the hundreds of supporters across the side.
My problem is Brufut with champagne. Brufut with champagne. Brufut and champagne at the box bar. Come on, thank you so much. Brufut and champagne. Okay, can we have the two teams to parade, please? The two teams, can you parade? Hey! Well, Foni, Amadou, Foni, can you please come? Foni. Suare, here, I'm here. Suare, tell Brufut to come and line. Boys, hold on. Can we have Foni, can you please come, Foni? Foni, can you come here, please, Foni? Foni, can you come here, please? Okay, please, can you come and stand here, please? Come and stand here. Get them, come and stand here. Brufut, boy, please, I'm not a boy. Let's go there. I know about after, boy. Mr. Shepard, I'm with after. Please. Goalkeeper. Boy, no, all over after, boy. Hey, yo, release him, please. Okay. Okay. Now we have the officials. Where is the medals? Gancho. Okay, the medals are there. Okay, the chairman will. Can we have the medals at the back? Okay, the chairman. Okay, chairman will give it to them. Chairman will give them, okay? Please. The mic commissioner. Chairman, Chairman, please. Can I have you so that we can have the camera? Come, face the camera. You can face the camera. Okay, all right. Okay, where's it? Okay.
Good panelists, they are both female, they are good one. Referee. These are the good panelists. I'm both at the bar. Give from them.
Janko, thank you so much. I'll see live on the TV. Yes, welcome to Brikama. Not from Brufut, but Brikama. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Jase is here, the General Secretary of Gambia Football. Thank you for being here, Jess. Well, officials, thank you. Quick one, Chairman can have the photo with the officials. Quick one. Alright, meanwhile, yes, you will do the runners up. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And now we have the runners up. The guard of honor for the runners up. Brufut, you can come 2 lanes. Brufut 2 lanes. Okay. Problem. Yes. How is it gonna happen? No, how it's gonna be? They will come and shake these people's hand. Then you will stand here like the chairman, though, because you want the camera to check. You will stand here. They'll come and shake the hand and give them the medal. Yes, and then you'll give them. Okay. It's going to be, but they will first go and give this to me. Okay. So you'll be giving him. Okay. All right. We now welcome the reps of Foni zone. Foni, you can put them on applause. Okay. If you like. All right, baby. Okay. Guy, let them. Okay. You go all to the last one to Jao, Councilor Jao, and then you come and pick it up. Okay, and the man after Jao, yes. Then you can come and pick it up from GS. Thank you so much. Congratulations for you. All right, now, okay, Mr. Gomez, you can come now straight and come straight. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And of course, yeah. It's the super final of the Zonal Championship. Brufut are the champions. And of course, the runners-up are the defending champions from last year. Remember, well, meanwhile, like I said, matches will commence on Wednesday. Costa will host Tujere at Sinchu Balia football field, while Foni Zone will also host Central 2 in Buyam. Games coming up on Wednesday.
It's a new team, a lot of new faces out there.
Obviously.
Of course, they are keeping the very good goal.
Quickly, can you tell us the games coming up Wednesday and Thursday, Tara? Wednesdays and Thursday, games coming up. Congratulations once again, Foni. And Foni will thereby the guard of honor for the Super Cup champions. Remember, the Super Cup champions today, $50,000 cash, the still gold medal, while the runners-up goes with $40,000 with
medal. And thank you very much, the Secretary General or the General Secretary of Gambia Football Federation, Lamin Jassy. And now we have the single honor for Chairman. You can come forward to do the presentation of the medals to the champions and also the trophy. So can you get the guys to go and shake their hands and then come to Chairman. And now, Jara?
Yes, now there is a moment.
And that is it.
This is what Brufut we are waiting for. We now telling the council, why did you wait so long? Because so long.
That is it.
Because they will be going home $15,000. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you because the winners of the Super Cup of the 5th edition, Brufut Zonal team.
Brufut Zonal team champions are coming to take their medal. And the chairman of the Brikama Area Council, Honorable Yankuba Dabo, is going to give them the medal. Remember, you come this way, shake hand to the last guys, and then Honorable will give them the medals. Ganso, where is the trophy, Ganso? Ganso, where is the trophy, please? Ganso, where is the trophy? Don't worry. Go bring us. Trophy Monday.
Just so that.
Wow.
Winners of the Super Cup, remember they are going home with $50,000 cash, a medal, and a brand trophy to win the trophy. I wonder Brufut how they're going to party. Some know a good day. I don't know how the simple is going to be. Okay, sorry. Sorry. Well, that's it. Look at them. They have been so close in recent years. You know, in the first edition, they came. The only goal they considered knocked them out. You know, Brufut, they fought very hard in the first edition. Only see that only GSA. Congratulations to Cuba. Is still checking. And now Ibrahim is a schoolboy international. Schoolboy they are calling. Now schoolboy is a winner. Finally, you have to hold up. Well, what a moment. And then Yankuba Dabo, the chairman of the Council, and then we lift the trophy. Thank you very much. Chairman, thank you so much. And of course, and now we have been certified and given a gold medal and a trophy. Our schoolboy is going to this one, would you believe it? Yes, the Brikama Area Council is just the best. So this is their trophy, right? They own it now. They own it. And they can take it all over. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes. Thomas, thank you so much. Job well done. Congratulations, we're happy. Thank you so much. The organizing committee, the executive, and everybody belongs to the West Coast Regional Zonal Championship. In the, of course, headed by Bakari Bojang. What a wonderful finals. What a wonderful organization. Thank you so much. The media, you are the best. We love you. Thank you so much. LSTV, Gambia's #1, of course, sports TV. We love you. Osman, you still have to regularize your committee name or you are going out. Congratulations, Osman, the best. As the media is busy interviewing the chairman of the Brikama area council, you might have one or two more to tell our dear audience or whoever is here to know regarding the 5th edition of the West Coast Zonal Championship.
Yeah, like we said, the defense of Foni's title will start on Wednesday at Piam. And they will play against Central too. And Brufut themselves will be involved as well. So, a lot of good games to look forward to. And for the first time now, we have 13 zones instead of 11. You know, for 4 years, it has been 11 zones. But because the idea is to make sure everybody in West Coast is part of this, to create those opportunities for zones to come in. You know, 2 new zones is a trial state. They have not just been 100% established. It's a trial state. So in the name of Tijaren and Komozira zone will come in. And then now we have 4 groups. In Group A we have 4 teams. Each of the other groups we have 3 teams. So it's going to be a very good tournament. It's going to be a very good, edition. Like we said, we are anticipating a bigger thing, a bigger picture. Because